All right, guys, welcome back to another video. Now, with the Activision Blizzard acquisition officially closed, everything waiting for the results of was Activision Blizzard going to be a part of Xbox first party? We now know the answer is yes. All of these games are going to be first party Xbox games. They're all going to be coming over to Xbox Game Pass. The next question is, when will the first drop of games be coming over? We can pretty much bet that the newer games like Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3 aren't going to be coming right away. They eventually will make their way into the service, or that game specifically. Maybe next year's Call of Duty will drop day one. But I think a lot of people here are expecting a drop of older games, specifically the older Call of Duty games and anything else that they have in the back catalog that is playable right now on your Xbox Series X and S. And we know they updated the servers with the old Call of Duty games, revitalizing those games. It seemed like that was for getting ready for this deal to be closing. We've seen hints where they've accidentally published the fact on the Xbox store in different countries that Call of Duty, the older ones, would be part of the Game Pass subscription. But now the question is when? When are these going to be dropping in? And we have this here from Windows Central, and it's saying Microsoft just purchased Activision Blizzard. How long until Call of Duty and other ABK games make it into Xbox Game Pass? And what they are thinking here is that potentially there may be a drop coming today. I mean, we will see if that is the case by the time this video comes out. There may have already been a drop, or maybe a couple of hours later. But here is what they say. Well, Activision Blizzard doesn't have plans to add specific titles to Game Pass in 2023. You may see a wave of games added to the service. Our managing editor, Jez Corden, stated that we expect to see a ton of new games hit Xbox Game Pass the very minute the deal is finalized. And the rumor here that we are seeing going around X and going around social media is that this could be announced on Tuesday, October 17th. And that would make sense if they were going to do it right after the deal is finalized, because they make the Game Pass announcements on 2 Tuesdays of the month. I think it's the first Tuesday and then the third Tuesday. And then you get to see everything that's coming up for that particular month. So if they're going to be doing it right after the deal is finalized, and we're going to be getting any Activision Blizzard games into Xbox Game Pass in October, it has to be today for that announcement, unless they do some sort of other special announcement down the line. But we will wait and see. I am not sure what to think about this. It does make sense if they were to drop older games. It does look like they have been preparing for this moment, so I wouldn't be surprised. But I would also not be surprised if they waited until November to give a large batch of Activision Blizzard games, with how strong of a year it's been so far for Xbox. You have Forza Motorsport that already came out this month, and it's been a good month for Xbox Game Pass overall. I wouldn't be surprised if they decided to push it off a little bit further, but I'm hoping that today is the day, so keep your eyes open for that announcement. And of course, if that is, we will be talking about it. Now, when it comes to Bethesda Studios, they had a big announcement yesterday, and that is Pete Hines, the head of publishing, who's been there for 24 years, been a part of every major Bethesda release, essentially. He is retiring. And here is the statement that he put out. It says, after 24 years, I've decided my time at Bethesda Softworks has come to an end. I am retiring and will begin an exciting new chapter of my life, exploring interests and passions, donating my time where I can, and taking more time to enjoy life. This was not a decision I came to easily or quickly, but after an amazing career culminating in the incredible launch of Starfield, it feels like the time is right. So from that first paragraph, we can see he was waiting for the release of Starfield, which was just a massive release for Bethesda to make this announcement. He says, this is certainly not goodbye by any means. My love of Bethesda and its people has never wavered, and I will never stop being part of this incredible community we have grown. Thank you to the hundreds and thousands of fans I've gotten to meet and talk to over the last 24 years. Your energy, creativity, and support has been such a big part of my journey. I look forward to experiencing the next chapter of the venture alongside you. Working with amazing people, teams, and studios at Bethesda has been the greatest experience of my life. I'm incredibly proud of everything we have done together, and I'm genuinely excited to see the amazing things they will create next. Love you guys, Pete. So Pete Hines, a huge part of Bethesda. Everyone who knows their games knows who he is. And he was a big part of the Starfield launch. He did a bunch of interviews leading up to the release of the game, where we found out more information and really getting the hype higher for the release of it. So I think Starfield itself has been a very successful launch by any measurement, by sales, by reviews, critics, all those types of things. So now for him, obviously, is the perfect time to walk away before jumping into the next major project, which would probably be the next upcoming Elder Scrolls 6, which is going to be huge. It's going to be an Xbox ecosystem exclusive and all of those things. I think from the perspective that we've been seeing in terms of Elder Scrolls 6, I know this is a little bit of a side note, but we've seen IGN post the fact that Elder Scrolls 6 is going to be an Xbox exclusive every single week now, ever since we found out about that in the leaked documents from Xbox or from the documents from the FTC when they were going through the Activision Blizzard stuff. So that's just been a funny side note thing. So obviously retiring before they really get deep into that project. So good luck to Pete Hines. I think he did a great job at Bethesda and definitely will be missed by the community. Now, when it comes to Halo Infinite, Halo Infinite is in a great state right now. If you haven't been playing Halo and you've been waiting because of the content issues that first happened at the launch of Halo Infinite, and you've been waiting for time to jump in, now is the time. I mean, today is going to be the launch of Season 5, which I'm extremely excited for. As you guys can see, I'm wearing my Halo Infinite shirt because I love the game right now. It is that good. One of the questions, though, that people want to know is campaign. Will there be another campaign anytime soon? Will there be DLC? All of those types of things. That to me is something I absolutely want. And that is probably the most disappointing thing as of right now about Halo is no word on if they're going to be giving us more single player content for Halo Infinite specifically. But we do have this here from Seasoned Gaming, and apparently the next Halo campaign is in development at 343. And this is from the YouTube video. And this is what Seasoned Gaming says. Do I have info on the Halo campaign? The short answer is nothing specific. What I can say, what I know anyway, is that yes, they do have a team working on the next Halo campaign. It is part of the restructure that is building the next generation of Halo on Unreal. So that is something we've heard about, that they are moving away from Slipspace Engine and they're going to Unreal. That potentially was one of the big reasons why there were launch issues with content and being able to get stuff out. Having to cut out the split screen multiplayer potentially was because of the engine, and Unreal is going to make it just easier for them to get content out. We'll see how that actually does play out at the end of the day. But I'm not surprised to hear they're working on some sort of Halo campaign. The question is this going to be a different standalone game, or is this going to be something they're adding to Halo Infinite itself? Because we did hear when Halo Infinite was coming out that they wanted this to be like a 10-year project or something along those lines. Continues here and says, I don't know if I'm a betting man. I think I told a friend the other day that the earliest I would expect to see another Halo single player campaign outside of Firefight and stuff they're doing in Infinite is a couple of years. It's going to be a while, so don't hold your breath. And that, again, not surprising, but also disappointing. One of the weirdest things when 343 was going through their entire restructure, entire change, one of the weirdest things I thought was when they had said they hadn't even really started working at all on any more single player content. There was nothing in the works whatsoever. And that just seemed like they had a lot of issues there managing their resources. They had to put all their efforts into one thing or another. They weren't able to actually work on the multiplayer content and the single player content at the same time. I love Halo. I love what they have right now. Season 5 looks incredible. Firefight stuff that's going to be coming looks amazing. The Forge AI things that they're adding, it's really, really good. Everything that they have, but I still, as probably my favorite part of Halo is the single player campaign. As somebody who's played it multiple times, every single one of them, I want to see more content for that. Now, this is making me think they're probably just going to abandon any DLC for Halo Infinite, and they're just going to release a brand new Halo with a brand new single player campaign once that thing is ready, but that won't be for a number of years. And we'll see how this all works out. Or I maybe they will add it into Halo Infinite. Maybe this will actually be a 10-year project, and 7 years into it, they're going to announce a brand new Halo Infinite campaign and then just drop it into the Halo Infinite launcher. That will be interesting thing to keep your eye on. And yeah, I want some more Halo campaign. Now, the other really cool thing that was announced with Halo 3 Refueled. And I'm telling you guys, if you haven't played Halo recently, go jump into Halo Infinite. And this is another great thing that they are doing. We can take a look here at the Twitter post. they are bringing back a bunch of Halo themed maps with uh, just a Halo 3 themed multiplayer launch. Here is what it is. It's obviously in collaboration with Mountain Dew. They're doing some sort of marketing thing, but it's called Halo 3 Refueled, and you're getting these 8 maps that are going to be coming back. Sylvanas, Domicile, Cliffside, The Pits, High Ground, Isolation, and Banished Narrows all will be part of this Halo 3 Refueled, which I think is an incredible idea. Halo 3 for a lot of people is their pinnacle of the Halo franchise. I would say is probably up there for me. Halo Infinite, though, I would say is better gameplay. It's the best gameplay in the entire franchise. So you're taking the best of both worlds, the best gameplay with the overall best package in the Halo franchise, putting it together and giving us this Halo 3 Refueled thing. Now, the playlist itself is going to be released on November 14th. So that was actually here confirmed, and that's going to be next month. So Halo, the content is coming. The content is nonstop now, and the game is in a phenomenal state. Now, let's jump over here. Let's talk about Netflix. Because as we know, Activision Blizzard, the purchase by Xbox is a huge purchase. And people out there still think it is solely because they're trying to beat PlayStation, which I think couldn't be any further from the truth. I do honestly believe it is because of mobile. But the other major reason I think that they're going after and Xbox is going after these major publishers and trying to get tons of content into their own ecosystem, into their first party, is because they see the writing on the wall of these other major companies that are going to be trying to jump into the gaming industry, who already have a good experience with subscription based type of content like Netflix, right? Like Amazon, who's going to be trying to get in more and more. Google tried, they failed, but I wouldn't be surprised if they make another attempt at some point. And it's just going to be nonstop like that. We heard about Disney potentially trying to get in by purchasing EA. That's one of the things that it was in the news the other week. So there are these other much bigger players that Xbox is thinking about. That's why they're going out and making these purchases, trying to strategically set themselves up very well for the future. And here is just another, I would say, proof that that is going to be the case going forward. This is a report here about Netflix reportedly interested in adding Grand Theft Auto to its game catalog. This is according to the Wall Street Journal report. They're claiming that the streaming giant wants to take a page out of its Hollywood playbook by licensing major third-party properties to complement its burgeoning first-party catalog. According to an unnamed source, over the next few months, Netflix subscribers will be able to play mobile games based on its hit properties, including Squid Game and Wednesday, while the company is also exploring games based on Extraction, Black Mirror, and Sherlock Holmes. And that is going to be huge. I know for a lot of people like myself who have zero interest in mobile games, they look at this and say, well, who cares? It doesn't matter to Xbox. Xbox makes big AAA games. But it does matter because this is still going to be eating up a chunk of the industry. It's still going to be pulling people away from potentially playing Xbox games or playing PlayStation games, taking their time. There will undoubtedly be crossover from people who are playing on Xbox, seeing some of these IPs that they love from Netflix and going and checking out those mobile games, which will be taking time away from their time in the Xbox or PlayStation or Nintendo ecosystem, whatever ecosystem that they are in. So this is actually a big deal in my opinion. Says, however, even as its first party lineup grows, Netflix will continue to offer popular third party games like Bloons TD6, Classic Solitaire, and it has reportedly discussed releasing a game within the Grand Theft Auto series through a licensing deal with Rockstar owner Take Two. So they are trying to go after bigger players here, get very popular gaming IPs into the Netflix service, and potentially go ahead and try to convince people that this is where you're going to want to get all of your gaming content because you're going to have all of your favorite movies and TV shows, and you're going to get some of the biggest IPs gaming. And Xbox sees this, I guarantee it. And this is one of the things that they are trying to strategically set themselves up for, to be able to combat a Netflix trying to get in here and take on some of the gaming industry, take on some of the pieces of the pie. And then you're going to have Xbox going out there with their big AAA stuff, with their smaller AA games, and then now, because of Activision Blizzard, be able to compete as well on the mobile side of things, potentially even making their own mobile store. So this is why I think it was a very good purchase for Xbox, closing the Activision Blizzard acquisition. And finally, let's end off here. We got to give kudos where kudos is due in Spider-Man 2. As somebody who loved the first Spider-Man, loved the Miles Morales game, I'm excited for Spider-Man 2. I'm not going to be playing it day one because I have so many other games on the go and so many other things going on. I just don't have time, but I will 100% be picking up Spider-Man 2, and the reviews are out for it for the PS5, seeing it right now at a 91 on Metacritic. And from everything that I've seen, the game does look very, very good. It's been a very down year for PlayStation and for the PlayStation gamers out there who only play on the PlayStation 5, but they're going to be getting a nice treat here to end off the year. Spider-Man 2 does look like it is going to be one of those games that we're going to be talking about for a few months here, and it'll probably be one of those games that gets a ton of nominations in the Game Awards. Let me know if you guys are going to be playing Spider-Man 2. But I'm going to end the video there, guys. If you did enjoy this video, make sure to hit that thumbs up. If you are new here, hit that subscribe, and I'll catch you guys in the next video.